Hello everyone, hello. I'm audible. Hello guys, quickly tell me I'm audible. Hello everyone, hello, good evening. Good evening everyone, good evening. So we will start the session in 2 to 3 minutes, okay? So that everyone can join. Good evening, good evening. So welcome, first of all, welcome to the day 3 of this amazing bootcamp, that is SQL bootcamp. And today we will try to cover the topics, that is a very important topic in SQL, that is joins, okay? We will see the types of joins and everything. Good evening, good evening. So till now, from like the last two lectures, do any one of you have any kind of doubt from the last two lectures? Any one of you have any kind of doubt from the last two lectures, you can ask me from the chat, okay? Yes, we will be covering the joins today, and we will soon be starting the session, just like 2 to 3 minutes, so that everyone can join. Subquery part, maybe some of you are having some issues in the subquery part. So subquery is nothing but like whenever you are writing one query inside some other query, okay? Like you can say subqueries, like from the name itself you can say subquery, like one query is written some other query. Like first of all we are selecting some data from the subquery, then that data is further, and then from that data further select some specific amount of data from the super query, okay? So if you still have any kind of doubt, the you can just go and watch the day 2, okay? The day 2 is on the YouTube, so you can just go and watch like DevTown SQL bootcamp day 2, and you can see the lecture, okay? Yes, a query within a query is called subquery. The certificates will be provided after the completion of this bootcamp, okay? Like you guys have to fill all the 5-day attendance, and if there is any kind of project, it will be given to you guys. Then you have to complete that project and you will get the certificates. It is not necessary that the project will be there, but if there is any kind of project, then it will be told to you guys, okay? All the details will be shared to you guys. Hello, hello, hello. If you have missed some any of the attendance, then just don't worry, just fill out the attendance for rest of the days, and we will try to change the eligibility criteria a little bit, okay? So don't miss the rest of the days and try to fill out the attendance for the remaining 3 days, okay? Good evening, good evening. So once again, a very good evening to everyone. uh, Today, welcome to the day 5 of this amazing bootcamp, day 3, sorry. Welcome to the day 3 of this amazing bootcamp, and today we will be going to learn about the topics joins. Okay. So let's quickly start with the session. So let us quickly start with the session. So is my screen visible, guys? Quickly tell me, is my screen visible, guys? Great, my screen is visible and my audio and video is also clear, right? Yes, great. So we will quickly start the today's session. And the very first thing, okay, great. So let's quickly begin with today's session, okay? So in the day one of this bootcamp, we have completed the basics of SQL and the types of languages, okay? We have completed the basics of SQL and we have seen the types of languages. If you remember, the types of languages are DDL, DML, then there are many more like DQL and TQL and every and more, okay? So if you remember, these DDL stands for data definition language. DML stands for data manipulation. Okay, and we have seen all the languages. Okay, we have seen the theoretical part and the practical part as well. I have left one or two of the languages, that is SQL and all, so we will cover that later on. But you have must have got the basic understanding of the languages, right? In day two of our bootcamp, we have covered the topic, that is aggregation functions. We have covered the topic aggregation, okay, and we have seen different types of aggregate functions as well. In aggregation, we have seen different functions known as aggregate functions. Those functions are like min, or we can say we have seen the other function max. We have seen some other functions like average, and we have seen count, and we have also seen one more function, that was sum. So these were the commonly used functions that we have seen, the aggregate functions, okay? I have told you the theoretical part as well as we have seen the practical as well, right? So are the aggregate functions clear to everyone? If everything is clear till now, write clear in the chat. Quickly, guys. Great. So everything till now is clear. Yes, the truncate function is not applicable because it is not working in the programmer's compiler. The function that we have done, the truncate function, was the correct function, but it was not working in the programmer's compiler. So it was the fault of the compiler. Okay, great. Then we have seen the subqueries part. Then we have seen the subqueries part. Okay, so we have seen, like I have shown you 2 to 3 examples of subqueries as well. Maybe subqueries is not clear to many of you. So what you guys can do, you can go and watch the day 2 again and practice the subquery part by yourself. Okay, because subquery is a little bit of, you can say, harder topic to explain. So you guys can also practice this topic by yourself to get a better knowledge. Okay, and day 3 today we will be going to cover the topics, that is, firstly we will see the types of keys. Okay, we will see the commonly used types of keys. Okay, and the second topic that we are going to cover is joins. We will see what are joins and the different types of joins and the practical implementation of joins as well. Okay, so everything till now is clear. So let's quickly begin with the day 3. Okay, let's quickly begin with the day 3. So the very first topic that we are going to start with is types of keys. So there are many types of keys that we can discuss about, but right now we are going to discuss about the main types of keys that we are going to, like, that we need in daily basis. Okay, so the very first key and the very important key is the primary key. Okay, the very first key and the very important key is the primary key. Now the question arises, sir, what is primary key? So suppose we have a data. Okay, we have a table, we have a data set in which we have, let's say, 3 columns. Okay, the first column is for employee ID, the second column is for employee name, and the third column, let's say, is for salary. Okay, so we have these 3 columns in our table. Now let's say I say the employee ID is 1001, employee name is Lakshay, the salary is 20,000. Okay, let's say employee ID is 1002, let's say the name is Akash, and let's say the salary is, let's say 30,000. And I will say the employee ID is 1003. Now I will say the name again is Lakshay, because there can be two people with the same name. Okay, so I'll say there's one more Lakshay with the salary. Let's say I'll say 30,000. Okay, so suppose I have a table like this. Now in this table, I have the same names, I have the same salaries, but the employee ID for each and every employee is different, right? In this table, the employee ID for each and every employee is different, right? So can we say that, like, if we want to print this particular row, can we say that if we want to print the first row, can we, like if I will say, hey user, hey SQL compiler, just print the row where the name, I want to print this first row. Okay, I am asking my compiler to print the first row. So you guys will say, yes sir, we can write select star from, let's say the name is employee, the table name is employee, select star from employee, where, let's say, I will say emp underscore name is equal to Lakshay. So what will be the result now? I will get both this first line, this first row, and I will get the third row. So if I will write a statement like this, the output will be both the first row and the third row. But what if I want the first row only? What if I want this particular first row only? So instead of employee name, I am going to write where employee ID is equal to 1001. So now with this, I will get the first row only. Okay, the output will be the first row only. So over here, my employee ID, over here, my employee ID can define each and every data row, okay, independently. So that's why I can say in the table, I can say in the table employee, in the table employee, the emp underscore id is my primary key. Is the concept of primary key important? It's clear. Is the concept of primary key clear, guys? Yes. And one more thing, the primary key column cannot be null, no, cannot be null value. Okay, we cannot place any null value in the primary key column. We cannot place any null value we cannot place any null value in the primary key column. I hope this is clear to everyone now, right? Is this clear, guys? I hope the concept of primary key is at least clear, guys. I will cover all the other keys as well. Just give me a moment. Till then, tell me, is the concept of primary key clear? Great. Primary key is clear. So the next type of key, that we have to go through is the foreign key. The next key is foreign key. Now, sir, what is foreign key? Like primary key, if I just have to give a definition to primary key, I will say a key that uniquely identifies each record in a table. Okay, a key that uniquely identifies each record in a table. Okay, and it cannot be null. Cannot be null. So this is a basic definition of primary key. Now, sir, what is foreign key? Sir, what is foreign key? Foreign key is a key that links one table to another table. Okay, suppose I have two tables. Okay, suppose this is my table 1 and suppose this is my table 2. Now I want to print some columns of this table 1 and some column of this table 2 together. Okay, I want to print some columns of this table 1 and some columns of this table 2 together. So what I am going to do, I am going to introduce a foreign key here. So what is a foreign key? Foreign key is a key that links A key that links one table to another table. Links one table to another table. Okay. And like a primary key, the foreign key is a primary key in the another table. Okay. I will explain you in a while. Okay. Just let me just write the definition. And it is the primary key of some of the other table. Now, sir, can you explain what is foreign key? Okay. So foreign key is nothing but, let's say I have a table. Okay. I have a table. In this table, I have a column, say EMP ID. Okay. Let's say I have a table, and in this table, I have a column of, say, EMP ID. Okay. I have one more table over here. I have one more table over here with the column EMP ID. Okay, this is my table 1 and this is my table 2. So what I can do, I can link this EMP ID of table 1 to this column of EMP ID of table 2. Okay, so this EMP ID in my table 1 is my foreign key. Suppose this key is like my primary key. Okay, this first key is my primary key. So this second key, which is linking my table to some other table, is my foreign key. So this other column that is linking my table to some other table is my foreign key. And one more important point, that this key in the table 2 is a primary key. This EMP ID for table 2 is a primary key. But similarly, this EMP ID in table 1 is my foreign key that is linking my table 1 to table 2. I hope it is clear now, like what is foreign key and what is primary key. Is this clear, guys? Yes, foreign key is a column that references a row in other table, like it links another table with the same column name. Okay. The foreign key of first table is the primary key of second table. Yes, it is also non-null. Okay, let me just explain this one more time. So suppose I have a table over here. Okay, suppose I have a table over here with let's say I will say s underscore id. Okay, I have a table s underscore id, s underscore name. I will say one more. Let's say e underscore id. Okay, this is my table 1. I have one more table that is table 2 containing e underscore id, e underscore id, and let's say e underscore name. So this is my table 2. Okay, so first of all, I have made these two tables. Let's say the s underscore id is 01, s name is Lakshay, E underscore ID is 1001. Similarly, 02, let's say Akash, and 1002. Similarly, EID is 1001. E name is say, I will say Sachdeva, and I will say 1002, and I will say, let's say Sharma. Okay, so these are my two tables. Now, as you can see in the table 1, as you can see in the table 1, I can have two primary columns, this S underscore ID and this E underscore ID. Both of these columns can be my primary key, right? Both of these columns can be my primary key. But this E underscore ID can also be my foreign key. So how? Because this E underscore ID can link to another same column in my table 2. I hope this is clear now. And this E underscore ID is the primary key in my table 2. I hope the concept of primary key and foreign key is now clear to you guys. If everything is clear, write clear in the chat. Yes, we can also have a foreign key in second table. Okay, write clear in the chat. Come on, guys. Yes, an attribute can be both a foreign key and the primary key. It can be both. Okay. Great. Yes, an attribute can be both foreign key and primary key. Both have it. Okay. So I hope this is clear now. Great. So let's move on. So the next key that we have to talk about is candidate key. Okay. The next key that we can talk about is candidate key. So what is candidate key now? Candidate key is a column or a set of columns that we can say that can qualify as primary key. So I will show you with the help of an example. So can you guys see this table 1? In this table 1, I can keep the primary key both as S underscore ID and E underscore ID, right? Like both of these columns, S underscore ID and E underscore ID, both of these columns can be my primary key, right? So I will say that both of these columns comes under candidate key. Okay, I will say both of these columns comes under candidate key. So the definition of candidate key is a column or a set of columns, that can qualify as a primary key. That can qualify as a primary key. I hope the candidate key is also clear to you guys. Like all the keys that can become a primary key are known as candidate keys. In a very basic definition, if I will say, all the keys that can become primary key are known as candidate keys. Is this clear, guys? Great. The fourth type of key is the alternate key. The fourth type of key is the alternate key. Now, sir, what is alternate key? So alternate key is a candidate key that is not chosen as the primary key. A candidate key that is not chosen as a primary key. So if I will just give an example. So in this table 1, we have s underscore id and we have e underscore id, both has candidate keys. But suppose we chose s underscore id as our primary key. Okay, we chose s underscore id as our primary key. So e underscore id is not chosen as our primary key. So we will call it as alternate key. Okay, alternate key is the key that is not chosen, is a type of candidate key that is not chosen as a primary key. I hope this is clear. The concept of these like all the keys is a little bit, we can say, confusing, but one or two times you will revise this concept, it will be much more clear to you guys. Okay, so if everything is clear till now, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Great. So these are the basic types of keys that we have to discuss. Okay, so we have completed the basics of keys. The next topic that we are going to start is joins. The next topic that we are going to start is joins. So first of all, can anyone tell me what is the basic definition of joins? Can anyone tell me what is the basic definition of joins? Quickly, guys, can anyone tell me what is the basic definition of joins? Yes. Suppose when we have to print, suppose when we have to fetch some kind of data from two different tables, okay, then we use joins. So I will just write a basic definition. When we have to fetch data from two different tables, when we have to fetch the data from two different tables, we use joins. I hope this is clear to you guys. This is the very basic definition of joins. Yes, join some attributes of few tables into as such one table, right? Joint or link the two tables, right? Combination of two attributes, two table attributes, correct? Yes, combine one table with the properties of another table, correct, correct. So many of you guys are correct. Great. So the next topic that we have to see is types of joins. Sir, what are the types of joins? So there are basically three types of joins. Okay, there are basically three types of joins. The joins are, the very first join is inner join. The very first is inner join. The second type is outer join. And the third type is cross join. Okay, the third type is cross join. So there is one more type that is also known as self join. There is one more type that is known as self join. But right now we are not going to discuss the self join in this lecture. So I am going to discuss these three types of joins, that is the inner join, outer join, and the cross join, because these are the like most important joins. Okay, so the very first we are going to discuss is inner join. Okay, the very first is we are going to discuss is the inner join. So sir, what is inner join? Sir, what is inner join? So when we have, suppose we have two tables. Okay, suppose we have two tables over here. Okay, now we want only the matched record. Suppose these columns are matched, right? Suppose the like I have 1, 2, and 3, and in this table I also have 1, 2, and 3. Like in the table 1 I have 3 records, and in the table 2 I also have 3 records. Now the records in table 1 and 2, now the records in table 1 and 2 are matching the records of table 2, this 1 and 2. Okay, so these are matching these. So inner join, what does inner join do? It only prints the first and second record from both the tables. Okay, it will ignore the third record. So if I will show you diagrammatically, suppose this is my table 1. Okay, this is my table 1, and suppose this is my table 2. So what will inner join give us? Inner join will print the output that is same for both the tables. Okay, inner join will give us the output that is same for both the tables, or we can say inner join returns matched records from both the tables. Returns matched records from both the tables. The basic theory is clear of inner join. Is the basic theory of inner join clear? I will show you the practical as well, but the basic theory of inner join is clear to you guys. Great. Let's quickly go and see the practical part of inner join. So I will quickly open online SQL compiler. Now what I will do, I will just quickly create two tables to perform the join operation. Okay, I will quickly create two tables. Let's say I will create table, I will say employees, and I will create one table, let's say emp underscore id. I will keep it as an int. Then the next table is, next column is emp underscore name. Okay, and I will keep it as varchar. Varchar, let's say 50. So this is my first table. Okay, this is how I created my first table. Now I have to enter some values in my first table as well, right? So I will write insert into employees values, and I will add the data. Let's say 1 comma, I will say Lakshya. Then the next data I'm going to enter is, let's say 2 comma, I will say Ashutosh. Next data I'm going to enter, let's say 3 comma Manayu. Okay, and suppose I will just enter one more data point. I will, let's say 4 comma I will say Arush. So I have successfully entered 4 data points in my table. Okay. I have successfully, I will just run this SQL. Okay, there is some kind of error. So let me just quickly see what is the error over here. Create table employees. I have opened the bracket, employee ID int, employee name, varchar 50. Okay, now maybe, yes. So as you can see, the SQL query successfully executed, and here is my employees table. Okay, so I have successfully created one table over here. Now what I will do, I will create one more table, let's say with the name departments. I will create one more table with the name department. I will say, I will say, let's say the first column name is department ID. I will keep it as int. The next column is, let's say I am keeping EMP ID only, and the third column is I am keeping department name. I will keep it varchar 50. Okay, so this is the structure of my second table, and I will insert some values in my second table as well. Insert into department values. I will add one, let's say 101. I will say comma 1, and I will say the department is, let's say, HR. Okay, the next record I want to add is say 102. The EMP ID, let's say, is 2, and the department is, let's say, sales. Let's say I add only 3 records in the second table. The third record, I will keep the department ID as 103. This time I am keeping it 5. EMP ID I am keeping 5. And the department, let's say I will keep it as engineering. Okay, so I will quickly run my cell, and as you can see, I have created the departments table as well. So right now I have two tables, that is this departments table and this employees table, and the column EMP ID is same for both of these tables, so I can use this EMP ID. Okay, this column EMP ID is same for both of these tables, so what I can do, I can use this EMP ID as my foreign key. Is this clear, guys? Right now I have done nothing new. I have just created two tables and I have entered the data in these two tables. I hope this much is clear to you guys, right? Great. So this is clear. So the very first step is inner join. We are discussing about inner join. So what I am going to do, I will write select e dot, I will say emp underscore id. So let me just quickly write the command, okay, and then I will try to explain you guys. E dot, I will say emp underscore name, comma d dot dpt underscore name. So the very first thing that I am going to write, that I want to print all of these three things, that is the employee ID, employee name, and department name. Now sir, what is this e dot? Sir, what is this e dot, or what is this d dot? So I will explain you this, just give me a minute. Okay, from employees e. So what I have done over here, I have given the employees table a name that is E, because this EMP ID is common in both departments and employees, right? this EMP ID column is common in both departments and employees. So how can I tell my compiler that I want the employee ID from this departments or I want the employee ID from this employees? So over here I have written e.employee ID, which tells that take the employee ID from the employees table. Okay, which tells that take the employee ID from the employees table. Similarly, e.emp name tells that takes the employee name from employees table. And d.department name denotes that take the department name from departments table. Okay. So I have written the like select e.emp ID, e.emp name, and d.department name from employees E. Now I will mention inner join departments D on e.emp underscore id is equal to d.emp underscore id. Now I will quickly run this cell. Yes. So what I have done over here, the first two lines I have explained you, right? That e.emp id refers to the employee ID from employees table. Similarly, e.emp name refers to the employee name from employees table, and d.department name refers to the department name from departments table. And I have written from employees E, inner join departments D. Okay, I am saying that join both the employees table and the departments table on e.emp id is equal to d.emp id. That means when the employee id from employees table is equal to the employee id from departments table, only then print the result. So as you can see, in employee id when we have one, in like in the departments table, under employee id we have one, and under employees table we have one as well. So the result is 1 Lakshay and HR. In the departments table we have employee id 2, and similarly in the employees table we have employee id 2. So the result is 2 Ashutosh and sales. But as you can see, there is no matching record for this emp id 5. Okay, there is no matching records for this emp id 5. So that is why only the matching records are printed over here. And that's the definition as well, that inner join returns the matched records from both the tables. I hope the concept of inner join is clear to you guys, right? If this concept is clear, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. If this is clear, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Great. The concept of inner join is clear now. The next thing is outer join. Okay. The next type of join, we have covered the inner join, right? The next join is outer join. The next join is outer join. So outer join is further divided into three parts. Outer join is further divided into three parts. The first one is left outer join. The second one is right outer join. And the third one is full outer join. Okay. So the outer join is also divided into three parts. That is the left outer join, the right outer join, and the full outer join. So let's start with the left outer join. So it is same as inner join. The difference is, like in inner join, suppose we have two tables, right? So let's say this is my table 1 and this is my table 2. So uh, in the inner join, the result is the matched columns, right? The result is the matched data from both of the tables, right? But it is a little bit different in the case of left inner join. In the case of left inner join, we get all records from the left table and the matched records from the right table. The output is all records from the left table and the matched records from the right table. This is the left inner join. In the left inner join, we get all records from the left table and only the matched records from the right table. So if I will just show you this practically, so what I am going to write, instead of this inner join, the like whole concept is same. Instead of this inner join, I am going to write left join. Okay, I am going to write left join. If I will run the cell, as you can see, all records from the left table, like the left table over here is emp employee table, right? So all records, like all the 4 records from the left table, that is employees table, is printed over here. But as you can see, we do not have the department name where the employee id is 3 and 4, right? In the departments table, we don't have the employee id 3 and 4, right? So we are getting null values in the department name section. So it is clearly seen, it can be clearly seen that we are getting all records from the left table, that is this employees table, and only the matched records from the departments table, that is the right table. I hope this is clear now. The left join is clear to you guys. If the left join is clear, write clear in the chat quickly, guys. Wait. Oh, sorry, I have written left inner join. Sorry. It's not left inner, it's left outer join. It's left outer join. By mistake, I have written it as inner join. Okay, it is left outer join. The next is right outer join. Okay, the right outer join is also similar. Right outer join. The right outer join is also similar. It prints, like suppose we have 2 tables again, the table 1 and the table 2. So the right outer join prints all the records from the right table and the matched records from the left table. Okay, the right outer join prints all records from the right table and only the matched records from the left table. Okay, now let's go and see the practical implementation as well. So it's everything is same. Instead of left, I'm going to just write right join. Okay, and I will run SQL. Okay, it's giving me an error. Right and full outer joins are not currently supported. Okay, so what you guys can do, so actually the right outer join and the full outer joins are not supported by this online SQL compiler. Okay, so what you guys can do, you can just go to any other online compiler, like there are many more compilers as well. Okay, so what you guys can do, you can just go to any other compiler. Again, you can create these 2 tables that I created, like the department table and the employees table, and you can run this command over there. Okay, if the right outer join is supported, it will run quickly. Okay, is this clear, guys? It is like the right outer join and the full outer joins are not supported by programmers, so that is why I'm unable to run this. So what you can do, you can just go to any other compiler and run the command, and I will just give you the output. What will be the output? Okay, so the output will be the let's say all, you will get all the records from the right table and the matching records from the left table. Okay, the output will be like, you will get emp underscore id, you will get emp underscore name, and you will get department underscore name. Okay, you will get 1, 2 and null, because I will explain you the output. Okay, just give me a minute. You will get all the names, that is Lakshay, the second name was Ashutosh. Okay, and the third name you will get null, and you will get all the department names, that is HR, the second one is sales, and the third one is engineering. So the output will be somewhat like this. Okay, so as you can see, you are getting all the records from the right table, that is this departments table. Okay, you are getting all the records from this departments table and the matched records from this employees table. I hope you can understand this. Like, and you can also go to any other compiler and run this command by yourself as well. Okay, so I hope the right join is clear to you guys. I hope the right join is clear to you guys. Okay, great. Great. So accordingly, like similarly, the full outer join is also not supported over here. So I will just give you a brief explanation of full outer join, like what is full outer join. So in the full outer join, okay, in the full outer join, in the full outer join, we get all the records. We get all the records from both table 1 and table 2. I hope this full outer join is clear. Like in the left outer join, we get all the records from the left table. In left outer join, we get all the records from the left table and the matching records from the right table. In right outer join, we get all the records from the right table and the matching records from the left table. And in full outer join, we get all the records from both of the tables, all the matching records from both of the tables. Okay, is this clear, guys? Great. So yes, the next join is cross join. The next join that we have to discuss is the cross join. So now what is this cross join? So what is this cross join? Cross join gives us the I will just show you practically. Okay, like what is cross join. So from the practical, you can be like you can understand it in more better way. So I will take e and dot empid and I will take d dot department name. I will not take the employee name. From employees e, and I will just remove this and I will write cross join. So as you can see, I am getting a Cartesian product of both the tables. I am getting the Cartesian product of both the tables. Okay. Like employee ID 1, I am getting the department HR. For employee ID 1, I am getting the sales as well, and for engineering as well. Similarly for 2, I am getting HR, sales, engineering. Similarly for 3 and for 4 as well. So cross join gives us the Cartesian product of both the tables. Gives us the Cartesian product of both the tables. So this is very much similar to sets as well, right? So I hope now you understood what is the cross join. Are the cross joins clear? Is the concept of cross join clear, guys? So these are all the types of joins that are mainly used in SQL. That is the inner join, the left outer join, the right outer join, the full outer join, and the cross join. Okay. So today we have covered two most important topics, that are the types of keys. We have completed two topics, that are the types of keys and the types of joins. Cartesian means that, like, suppose we have 3 rows in this table 1 and we have 4 rows in this table 2. Okay, so what will be the output? We will get the total number of like all the possible combinations of both of these tables. Okay, Cartesian product is like all the possible combinations of both of these tables. All possible combinations of both of these tables. Sorry, Rishu, can you please ask the question like in a better format? I'm unable to read it properly. Like I am unable to understand the question. Okay, so great. This is it for today. So I'm going to quickly, you guys can just practice these, all of these commands as well for a better understanding. So just I'm sharing the link, attendance link in the chat. So guys quickly go and fill out the attendance form for today. Okay. So the attendance form link is there in the chat. So you guys can quickly go and fill out the attendance form. Which type of joins returns most null values? So we have read about the 3 joins. Okay, that is inner join, outer join, and cross join. And among all of these 3, like inner join does not return any null value because it only gives us the matching columns only. So that is why it is very much like it does not generally return the null value. So outer join is the one that returns most of the null values. Okay, the null values we get in the outer join. Okay, I hope the answer is clear to you. The notes are there in the community. You can access all the notes from there. And please quickly fill out the attendance form. It is shared in the live chat. We have also written from departments D as well over here. We not only we have written employee D, we have also written from departments D. Okay, thanks a lot for joining for today, and we'll continue this SQL bootcamp day 4 tomorrow 7 o'clock. Okay, and till then, if any one of you haven't filled the attendance form, then just quickly fill out the attendance form. Okay. The community link is in the description of each and every day. So you guys can just quickly go and join the community. Okay. The notes are there in the community description only. Notes is not posted, so I will just quickly check. Okay. So if you were unable to mark any of the attendance for any of the day, so just fill out the attendance for rest of the days, and we will see if you are still eligible or not. Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for joining. The certificates will be shared to you guys after the bootcamp. Okay. So is there any kind of doubt in the join section? Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. So I am just posting the attendance form again. So if you still any one of you is left to fill out the attendance, just quickly go and fill out the attendance form. Okay. It is very much important for the certificate criteria. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks a lot. I will check for the community. Okay. I will check for the community. Just give me some time. Okay, right. Thanks a lot for joining today. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time, that is 7 o'clock. Thanks a lot, guys.